up there. So if you are in this line of storms, just know we are seeing very strong winds with this. So Spencer and Daviess County, if you are in these line of storms, Alfredsville, possible tornado, Corning, Glendale, Hudsonville, we're seeing that possibility of that tornado warning. We have this squall line continuing through. This is a radar indicated rotation. And then look at this little box just popped up down here. So if you are in a Rockport area, Grand View, Lewisport, we are seeing that possibility. I would take cover immediately with this because we now have this tornado warning. If you're in, it's kind of moving to the northeast. This system is showing a tornado warning. So if you're in the Rockport area right now, I would definitely take cover immediately. If we continue to kind of look at the level 2 velocity, some of these stronger winds right there. So possibility near Rockport, Maceo for some of that rotation, Grandview. So there is rotation being detected with this, and where we're seeing the reds, we're seeing some of that stronger winds. And as we continue to go up in this line, Huntingburg, Jasper, Lagodi, we're seeing some of those strong winds. Again, there is Alfredsville seeing some of, you're in the line of a possible rotation, funnel clouds. If you have any reports or you're out and about, you can email us news at wevv.com and just send in those pictures. So possibility, tornado warning if you are in Rockport right now, I would take cover. If you're in Grandview, if you're in Lewisport, Lamar, I would take cover immediately. There's very strong winds. This is radar indicated. This line of storms continues just to pack a heavy punch with these winds as they continue through. So as we do take a look right now again at the radar, Odin, Lagodi, Huntingburg, and this red box flashing, tornado warning, possible radar indicated. This is moving to the east, northeast. I would take shelter immediately with this, especially if you're in Tell City. So where that red box is, we see a few little notches where that possible rotation could be. I would just take cover right now. So we'll continue. This is going to continue on for the next about 30-45 minutes with this, but this whole line of storms, now it's producing rotation, producing possible tornadoes with this. Very strong wind gusts, reports of wind 60+ miles per hour with this, and we've been seeing some rotation detected. So we are seeing possibility of a tornado with this. And so let's go back kind of down this line right now, and as we kind of zoom in where that tornado possibility is, and you can see a little notch there near Rockport, that little Maceo. I would definitely take cover if I was in your area. Christney, this is where we're seeing the possibility of that tornado. Kind of zoom back out. So there is a tornado warning. Tell City, if you are in that area, definitely take cover. So it looks like the tornado warning that was in Daviess kind of dropped off a little bit. So now our main concern, well, this whole line, this whole squall line, kind of a concern right here. But as we kind of zoom in there, Rockport, Maceo, definitely possibility where you see the little notches. We do see a possibility of that tornado warning. So I would continue to take shelter if you are in any of these towns right now. Lamar, you are now in that tornado, the path of the tornado, and you can see the movement of it. It's moving to the northeast right now, and this is a radar indicated tornado. And so where this red box is flashing, that's kind of the movement of it. So Rockport, Maceo, Lamar, in the path of that possibility of that tornado. And on top of this, with this line of storms, we've been seeing strong winds. There's been hail reported with this. We've seen down power lines. We continue to see that soil saturated. We've seen a lot of trees down. So If you are in Grandview right now, Rockport, Maceo, Lamar, a possibility of that tornado. So I would continue to take cover if you're in that area. And this is moving to the northeast there, even Troy in that possible path. We've had this line that formed earlier. This is actually a line that formed in Kansas and Oklahoma earlier. And this continues through the tri-state area. And we've had multiple wind damage reports. And now we're having a tornado warning for that possibility of rotation on this. And we'll take a look at the velocity again with this storm to kind of help detect, see where some of the stronger winds are going to be with this. So as we do take a look at the velocity, so we are seeing some of those strong winds near Maceo, Grandview, Rockport, Lewisport, Lamar. So where you're seeing the lighter winds kind of mixed in with some of those darker winds where possible tornadoes. So Maceo, definitely where we see any of these little notches kind of indents is the possibility of the rotating air. So that's kind of what we're looking for with this. So again, this is a tornado warning. This is radar indicated. There's also some hail with this, and this is going to continue through the next 30 minutes or so. So I would continue to take cover. Let's kind of look back at the line, but again, before I kind of zoom back out, Rockport, Maceo, Lamar, if you are in that Grandview, Lewisport, possible rotation, I would take cover with this. We'll go back to the level 2 radar, and we'll go, you can kind of zoom out a little bit. So the one that we were seeing in Davies kind of expired itself out, but as we do kind of take a look at the radar right now, very strong winds in association with this. If you're in Odin right now, I would take shelter. This is just severe thunderstorm warning for Odin, but very strong winds with this. Jasper, Huntingburg seeing that. If you're in Tell City, this system is actually headed towards you here shortly. It's moving to the east, northeast, and if I try to track that here, if we kind of take that, let's see, it's moving about 45 miles per hour. So Tell City, the next 24 minutes is when you can see that time of arrival. So if I was in Tell City right now, I would also take cover with that. This is a radar indicated rotation. We've been seeing these storms developed earlier in Kansas, Oklahoma. They have been bringing power lines down. Trees have been down. We have been seeing just very strong gusty winds with this, and now we have that possibility of a tornado. It's again radar indicated with this. Grandview, Rockport, Lamar, Lewisport, again Tell City, it'll be in your area in about 24 minutes. So I would definitely try to get to a shelter underground, grab your shoes, with this, and we just get to that safe shelter. So I'm trying to see if there's any storm reports right now. I'm not seeing anything new. I'm just seeing radar indicated. There's areas of hail with this as this continues to make its trek to the east, northeast. So again, we do have the possibility of a tornado, radar indicated, some rotation with this, and where we're seeing that red flashing box is where we are seeing that possibility of a tornado this afternoon. We have been seeing gusts of over 60 miles per hour with this. We've been seeing down power lines. We've been seeing down to trees. It's been a pretty strong storm. This storm originated to the west of us, but now we are seeing, if you are in Grandview, Rockport again, Maceo, the possibility of some rotation in this area, and then Tell City, it's looking to be in the next 24 minutes or so with this. And I believe, Lauren, you have some pictures that you wanted to show?
Yeah, Jackie, we do have an update on that overturned semi in northern Vandenberg County. This is a picture from our crew on the scene of this overturned semi. This is on southbound US 41 at Baseline Road. Sergeant Todd Ringel with Indiana State Police is asking all drivers to avoid the area if possible. Southbound traffic right now is being reported that it is backed up to Stacer Road at this time. You can obviously see there is a wrecker on the scene there, but there's no time frame on how long this shutdown of US 41 southbound is going to last. If you're driving along 41 southbound, you're going to want to try to find another route. And also, Vectren is reporting more than 5,000 customers continue to remain without power. This storm obviously producing a lot of damage. We're going to get you back over to Jackie.
All right, thanks, Lauren. So I kind of was reading through the notes again. Radar indicated this is the possibility, we're seeing that possibility of rotation with this system right here, this little section. So this dangerous storm continues through. It's pushing through in the next couple of minutes. The possible rotation will be near Grandview. This is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So there's the possibility of some rotation with the storm. We haven't had any confirmation of any tornadoes yet, but the possibility is there. There's been a possible rotation detected with this. Take shelter immediately right now if you're in Grandview, Rockport, Maceo, Lamar, Lewisport, as we continue to see that radar indicated rotation with these thunderstorms and showers. It's been dumping the rain. We've been seeing the lightning. This storm actually did originate here, in Oklahoma and Kansas. The system continued through, and now we're getting kind of the leftovers of that in the form of severe weather, in the form of winds. There's been hail reported with this and tornadoes. So right now, I'd go to your shelter right now if you're in Rockport, if you're in Grandview, if you're in Lamar, Lewisport, Tell City. Now we're kind of working down to the next 20 minutes or so. I would definitely get into my shelter with that. Owensboro kind of out of that now, but still, there's still a lot of severe thunderstorms with this. So we'll look at this one last time, and then I'll go back down the line of where the severe thunderstorms, where you still seeing very heavy, strong winds, trees down, power outages, limbs down. This storm is strong. It's dangerous. If you're in the way with this, I would definitely seek shelter, especially where you're seeing this red box pop up. This is where we are seeing that possibility of rotation and tornado development. So Lamar, Grandview, Rockport, Maceo, Lewisport, we have that tornado warning that's continued through. This is, again, this was a radar indicated tornado warning. It's moving 45 miles per hour to the northeast, and you can see it kind of moving a little bit more. And this is a very dangerous storm. As I'm reading through this, let me go back to home and then to kind of get centered out there. So if you're not in the tornado warning section, still look at the storm right here. We've seen gusts over 60 miles per hour with this storm, and as we work through this line of storms, we're still seeing very strong wind with this. So if you're in Odin, Lagodi, Huntingburg right now, you should be there. Tell City, you're in that path. So I would definitely take shelter with that red flashing box right there. And we are still seeing some strong gusts with this. So if you're in Princeton, still seeing some strong gusts being reported. We've seen reports of hail with this, some small reports on this line of hail. So hail has been another factor of this as this storm continues to work through the tri-state area. Right there, as we kind of zoom in on this tornado warning, that could be a possible area of hail right there, hail core, where you're seeing some of these darker purples just to the south of Rockport. But radar indicated possible rotation if you're in Grandview, if you're in Lamar, if you're in Maceo, if you're in Rockport. Tornado warning going on right now. This is going to go on for the next 30 minutes. Get to your shelter, get to your safe place, interior. I know when I was in the tornado when I was 11, we were in a closet underneath the stairs. Grab your shoes. Don't forget to grab your shoes with that, just in case anything gets blown down. And there have been very strong wind reports along this whole system throughout the whole morning. We've had power lines down, a semi-truck flipped. We've seen lightning strikes with this. We've seen possible rotation not that long ago, and now we're actually seeing radar indicated rotation with this. So again, Rockport, Maceo, Grandview, Lewisport. If you're in Tell City or Troy, this is moving to the east, northeast. Lamar, I would get into my shelter, and we are kind of looking at this little little purple right here, and that could be a possible hail core. So with this, we can actually see a little bit of hail. So when you're seeing the hail and you're seeing the lightning, that's an indication that there's a lot going on in the upper atmosphere, and that it's a very, very strong storm. The more hail you're seeing, the more lightning you're seeing, and we're seeing a lot of lightning strikes. It just moved again. So continue again, Rockport, Maceo. If you're in this area, especially, you see a hail core right there. This is a radar indicated possibility of this storm to produce a tornado. We have not had confirmation of a tornado yet, but there's been very strong winds, and as those winds go up in that upper atmosphere, we have been seeing some very strong winds. That rotation continues through, and we continue to kind of look through. I'm looking through my notes real quick here to see if there's been any confirmation of a tornado. We have seen reports of pea-size hail in Pike County, gusts of 59 in Rockport. We continue to see some areas of even flooding being reported, trees, power outages. Princeton and East Mount Carmel have continued to see a lot of wind damage with this. So this has been a strong line of storms. And if you right now are in Rockport, Maceo, Grandview, Lewisport, possibility of that tornado, and here's kind of the velocity that we're looking at, and where we're seeing any of these little notches where you're seeing the bright reds kind of mixed in with these lighter, that's where you have that possibility of the winds rotating. So that possibility of the winds going towards the radar and the winds going away from the radar, that's what you're seeing with these different colors. So possibility, so if you're in Rockport, Maceo, Grandview, Lewisport, and where we're seeing the lighter winds is where we're seeing the stronger winds. And you can see where we're seeing a few of those notches on the radar, indicating there is some rotation with this. So we do have that possibility of a tornado producing storm with this. This has been a very, very strong storm. We've seen damaging winds. We've seen trees down. We've seen lightning. And right now this is continuing to push to the east, northeast. And this is continuing through. So again, I would definitely be taking shelter right now if I was in Rockport, Maceo, Grandview, Lewisport. Radar indicated. We haven't had anything confirmed yet, but this storm with the rotating winds and with the just the winds in general, we've been seeing hail. We definitely have that possibility of this storm producing tornadoes. So outside of the tornado threat, though, with this storm, we've been seeing hail, as we saw earlier, a hail core with this, very, very strong winds being reported. So I would definitely seek shelter with this. This tornado warning is continuing. Right now, it's moving 45 miles per hour, and the storm continues through. And